Hi, I'm Rory Barnwell, a member of the Murphy Roach Irish Music Club and School of Irish Music. We're located here in Burr Ridge, Illinois, which is about 20 minutes southwest of Chicago, downtown Chicago. I'm originally from Offaly myself. I've got three young daughters in the club here, so they play accordion, flute, and fiddle. But Murphy Roach is really about musicians of all ages, and I've even taken up the bar on myself. Wasn't lucky enough to have the opportunity to learn an instrument when I was younger, so that's been nice. It's a fantastic opportunity for the kids to learn about such a rich part of Ireland's culture and heritage and traditional Irish music, song, and the language as well. You know, we get the Cúpla Focal Gaeilge in there as well. And for a little club like ours to go and compete on a national and international level and go compete and win, you know, it's a little club like ours able to produce all Ireland winning musicians, and that's fantastic. And it's just fantastic for them to get over there to Fleadh Cheoil every year. Well, we're looking forward to getting back there when we can, but that's the biggest opportunity for them to get over there and enjoy the culture and seeing what the occasion is all about, and really understanding that part of our heritage. And hopefully they're playing these tunes for decades to come and they can pass that tradition down to the next generation of musicians.
Hi, my name is Kara Shear, and I started with the club over 20 years ago. Originally, I just wanted to learn more about Irish music and learn a little bit about singing, but very quickly it became bigger than that for me. I was able to take advantage of all of the different types of mentorship that the school gave me and grow as a musician, but also to meet students that were like-minded, both in the US and abroad. Still, I think the most impactful part for me was being the youth officer of the club. I got to grow as both a leader and a person outside of just music and work with students to come up with creative ideas to showcase our music and to involve the community in what we're doing and create fundraisers for charities we believed in. And it was truly something that changed me in a huge way. And I'm really excited to see that special piece of Murphy Roach continue as students take on those types of leadership roles and creative problem solving and thinking in the club. It's such a special piece of what Murphy Roach does, and it's really exciting to see that history continue in the club as it moves forward.
An apple and I like a pear, and I'm the good fellow with nice curly hair. Still I love him.
Murphy Roach has always prided itself on its innovation and how this fosters educational curiosity and growth of community throughout its club members. A couple of examples come to mind, the first of which is that Saturdays are music days for all students and members. People spend the entire afternoon learning from each other when they're not in lessons with actual instructors. They're chatting, they're getting to know each other, they're sharing tunes and techniques, and that really helps build community and encourage young musicians to have this as part of their lifestyle, not just something that they show up for a lesson and then go home. Another really wonderful, innovative, and unique part of Murphy Roach is that we use student drillers to help other younger musicians learn different techniques, work on certain aspects of their playing, and again, that really helps with mentorship, and also young musicians understand how to teach from an early age. We also bring in guest instructors from all over the world. This has been something that we've been doing for years, and it really is great for our members and students to learn directly from the source, different repertoire, different tunes, different techniques, and learn from people that have been doing what they do for ages. We also have many member-driven projects. This has resulted in 4 releases of albums that have combinations of students, members playing in groups, smaller groups, individuals, and it's really been a wonderful way to document the music that's passed through our club over the years. We've also had an All-Ireland group of Cheoil, and we've also had many individual medalists at the All-Ireland Championships, which has also been member-driven. and really wonderful experiences for everyone in the club. And finally, this spirit of innovation has really continued through the COVID experience. Luckily, we were able to quickly pivot to run a lot of our programs online. We ran Zoom sessions, Zoom workshops. We still brought in those guest instructors from across the world to be able to meet with our members and our students online and really continue to foster their love of music and their growth as musicians. And finally, we hosted the Comhaltas Cheoil back last May. That was really towards the start of COVID, and we had 200 participants from around the world, and it was a really great way for musicians to be able to have some sort of outlet to showcase their music, even throughout a very strange time.
My name is Rory. I've done quite a bit to help the youth development here at Murphy Roach. And what we've done as a branch is really work to help develop the music school in order to help musicians become really strong on their own and also become teachers so that they can pass on the tradition themselves. So we've really helped to developed the position of youth officer throughout Cultist by having the very first one. And by putting them on the board of directors, it's allowed them to help guide the club throughout the years. And part of what we also do is we have our students help elect who their representative is by voting for the youth officer at the annual general meetings. Now, we've also done quite a few youth events, with focusing the 2018 convention on youth throughout North America, including having a day of youth events where they can learn dancing, some Irish language, some new tunes, and having the youth officers throughout the region attend a workshop which was developed by the Arcola youth officer. And they were given workbooks to help them build up a youth program themselves. So I myself have been the youth officer for the branch for about 5 years. I was then the youth officer for the MidWest region for about another 5 years, and finally was the North American Provincial Youth Officer for 3 years. My parents really started Murphy Roach as a way to help come up with a place so that they could pass on the tradition to many of the kids that came here for lessons. And I've done that myself by teaching and playing sessions on a weekly basis, or weekly and sometimes bi-weekly basis, with the youth of our branch.
So when I opened Clancy's Pizza Pub in 2013, I just a stroke of genius. Teresa Shine was a great fiddle player, and who still is around here, and in Chicago area. And John Williams of the fantastic band Solace would come down to her sessions. Well, it just so happened that Teresa got married and started having babies, and John Williams took over the session for us. So now I have a world-class musician playing, and now accompanied by the fantastic Lexi Kennedy, world champion, and all the Murphy Roach students that come down and play for us on Wednesday evenings and Sunday afternoons. And it's just a great, beautiful scene to come down and hear Murphy Roach students and all the support that Kel Cole has given to Irish music here. Reminds me of my father.
Hi, my name is Joe Collins, and I'm here to talk about the Murphy Roach School of Irish Music and Club. It's an amazing thing. My daughter's been involved in this club since she's been about 4 or 5 years old, and the thing that it really is it's like family. You see these kids grow. Some of them start the school when they're before they even know how to read. They start at 3, 4 years old, and before you know it, they start playing music. Again, maybe not the greatest music, but it just begins to evolve, and it takes you to across the world and brings you to other family. My daughter had a chance where she played in Doolin, where the guy on the flute was from France, the guy on the keyboard was from Germany, the fiddler next to her was from Scotland, and it brings you to a family that you've never known you've had before. So it's just been a really great experience. You see these kids, they grow up, they go to college, then they come back, and you just witness this whole thing just evolve right in front of your eyes. It's just an amazing, amazing thing. So my daughter started playing the fiddle with an old nun. In fact, the Suzuki method, she actually taught Suzuki, I think it was. And one day, and she was also doing Irish dance, and at one of the performances, we saw the Murphy Roach Club playing before the girls were dancing. And the character of the kids, their ability to play was just amazing. And at the age of 5, my daughter went up there and asked for the business card. And shortly thereafter, we started doing Irish music, and my daughter's been playing ever since. She's played in Chicago, New York, New Orleans, Dublin. She's played in Sligo and Doolin, and it's just been a remarkable journey.
Brenda Willis, and this is my daughter Joy. And we moved to Nashville, Tennessee from Chicago about 20 years ago. And we had gotten involved with Irish music and dance through the dance community there. And when we moved to Nashville, we found out there wasn't a whole lot of an Irish community, particularly in the music world. So we stayed very close to the people that we knew that were involved in that in Chicago. And Cal and Mike Cole and the Murphy Roach Club were very gracious to us, even though there was a very long distance between us, helped us figure things out. We weren't very good at picking tunes when we first started. We were picking all the wrong songs and tunes, and they were very patient with us, helping us understand what the tradition was and what the Fleadh was all about, and really, really enjoyed that process. We had the opportunity to work with Cal and Morris Lennon and put together a group of Cheoil in Cavan several years ago now. The older kids were able to win that competition, and it was such an inspiration to Joy and the younger siblings. Joy's been playing whistle, what, probably as long as you can remember?
Yeah.
She was very little when she started picking up the whistle and playing, but soon aspired to competing at the Fleadh, and she had that opportunity a few years ago, went to Drogheda with her older sister Jeanette.
Yeah, so learning about traditional Irish music with Miss Kell and the Murphy Roach Club has given me the opportunity to meet tons of great people and travel. I loved going to Scalatia each day in Drogheda and learning new tunes, busking on the street, going to some incredible concerts. My sister and I both took home third place titles, medals, whatever. I still can't believe it. It was just amazing. I hope to get back there someday. I really appreciated Miss Kell working with me long distance to pick tunes and then get ready for the Fleadh. So yeah.
It was quite a process. It took a while.
Yep.
Lots of Zoom conversations back and forth and emails and everything. But there was just so much that has influenced our family through the Murphy Roach Club, and I really do hope that we get to go back soon and get the opportunity to travel to Ireland. I love taking groups of people over there and spending time doing things that are traditional, the traditional music and even the dances, and it's a really, really special thing for us, and it's been a huge part of our family and the way that our family has been brought up, and I really hope that we have the opportunity to share that with a lot more people in the future.
Well, the Murphy Roach Club of Irish Music gives its members a couple of really cool opportunities to travel and get immersed with Irish music in the U.S. and in Ireland. First being the North American Cultist Convention, which is held in different locations throughout the U.S. each year. It's been in places like Washington, D.C., Parsippany, New Jersey, St. Louis, Missouri, and Chicago, Illinois, as recently as the last couple of years. Another cool thing it's going to be in is San Francisco, California in 2022, God willing. What goes on at these conventions is on Fridays there are meetings with the different chapters, the different regions, the provinces, to go over different rules, to go over different subjects, to go over financials. A lot of boring stuff, not a lot of good times had by all, for sure. But for the kids, there's a lot that go on for the Murphy Roach kids during the weekend. For instance, there are workshops there for all kinds of different instruments, from the fiddle to the banjo, to singing, to dancing, from instructors throughout the country and sometimes throughout the world that come in to give instructions for children. The gig rig can hold as many as 20,000 people to view different performers. So what usually happens is we have a group of MidWest kids from St. Louis, Minneapolis, Atlanta, Chicago put on a show. You know, it's kind of coerced, or it's coordinated, usually by Rory Cole, and they put on a show. And like I said, in many cases it's in front of more people than a lot of these kids have ever played before, ever. So it's quite exciting for them. So that's it. That's the Fleadh.
I've had the opportunity to travel internationally with my music teacher, Mrs. Cole, to Ireland and London, and there I got to meet so many wonderful musicians and not only learn from them but play with them and converse with them, and those were some of the highlights of my trip. And altogether, being a part of this music school has been one of the biggest highlights of my entire life, and I wouldn't change it for anything. playing Irish music since I was about 4 years old, which means I've been a part of Murphy Roach since I was just a little girl. Irish music has really impacted my life and changed it. I've been able to work with so many amazing musicians and become closer to them, which including Morris Lennon, Liz Carroll, Pauline Keneally, and a bunch of other musicians that it'd just be a long list. I can't tell all of them. I've been going to Ireland since I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I've been playing in the Fleadhs, which are competitions, since then. And I really enjoy going to Ireland. I feel like it feels like a different lifestyle there, and I like to meet new people and socialize when I'm there, and I always end up making friends out of that experience, which is really nice because if you go back every year you get to see them again and reconnect with them and even maybe get their number and chat with them while you're back in America. In this music school was amazing for me. I got to play on stage when I was just little with a bunch of other kids my age, which really helped me today because I'm not so scared to play on stages anymore. I used to be super scared when I was playing with all the other little kids.
So that's the story of Murphy Roach. I'm Kel Cole. My husband and I started this organization in 1997 because we wanted our lives and our house and everywhere we went to be filled with Irish music. We found great joy in it. Generations of kids have been taught Irish music, and a pretty fair number of world champions have resulted. It's been fun for us, and we hope the journey continues for a lot longer. Thank you.